All right, here we go. Do. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, it's EJ versus Degenerate. It's divisional weekend. Zachary, what's up?
What's going on, man?
So I think I beat you this week. Although technically, so here's the thing. I had Niners Cowboys under when we recorded our podcast last week.
Okay.
I changed my pick on Friday and posted that social media to the over instead.
Okay.
So I don't know if I should go with the one we recorded on the podcast or go with the one that we changed last minute on social media. And
I'm pretty sure you have to go by the one that you record.
that means I won this week then.
There you go.
I had 4 wins. I went 4-2 then on my picks.
Damn, what did I do? I didn't even.
You took Dallas outright to win that game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You had Dallas in a blowout, in fact. I watched.
Well, I didn't like San Francisco. I still don't like San Francisco.
So and we'll get to the picks in a second. Actually, we probably could discuss San Fran and on top real quick. But I want to show you this real quick because we're recording this before I posted my rankings. I just recorded with Michael a while ago. My official divisional weekend power rankings. We're doing top 8 now. Obviously, 8 teams left in the rankings. Here are my 8 teams right now in order: 1 Packers, 2 Chiefs, 3 Rams, 4 Bills, 5 Titans, 6 Bucks, 7 Bengals, 8 49ers. Okay, what did I get wrong?
Well, I'd put the Bucks up higher. I'd drop the Rams down. I'd move the Bills up. I'd at least move the Bills in front of who you had at number 3. What was that?
The Rams.
The Rams, yeah. Look, the Rams had a great first game, better than anything I expected.
Yeah.
But again, it is still Matt Stafford.
Right. It's a good point. What I saw last night with the Rams was that it's one of the things that getting Cam Akers back, having a balance of running game now.
Yeah, when he never even ran like that at Florida State.
Right. When you have that, right, we have that balance though. It keeps the ball away from Stafford to make mistakes, and that happened last night. And I think that's the thing. And then you have that added with the fact that Von Miller played well last night, and the defense played well in general. Kyler Murray was a mobile quarterback, couldn't go anywhere. Kyler Murray was like boxed in the entire night.
Can we go back to that? Von Miller had a sack against Kyle Murray, and I could not believe a flag was not thrown because he went right at his knees, which is supposed to be illegal now.
Right.
Is it just purely on who's quarterback or who the player is? Because I've seen quarterbacks get hit in the waist and they call it a low shot.
Right.
I've seen guys barely touch a shin and get called. He literally took the knees out of a quarterback and they celebrated the sack. So, I mean, we just need to slow our roll on the Rams going against the Cardinals, who were in absolute free fall.
Yeah. Cliff Kingsbury, he has 1 year's contract. We've been discussing this a little bit, you and I, on this podcast for the last couple of weeks now about, how should Arizona approach that situation. Nothing would surprise me, to be honest. Nothing surprised me from a 1-year extension to a firing right now, to be honest with you.
If you fired him now, you look like an idiot. Like, think about how far they've come in just the 3 years he's been there. Now, I'm not saying Kingsbury's a great coach.
Right.
But there are not many coaches out there that can take a team from 3 wins to 11 wins.
Right. And that's the thing, too, also, they've actually, to be honest with you, look at it in its totality, they've actually overachieved a little bit.
Yeah. But they're a one-dimensional offense. It's throw the ball, or Kyle Murray runs.
Right.
So, for as simple as the offense is, which is just chuck it, and chuck it, 11 wins is pretty damn good.
You got 2 options here because I think he's getting a long extension. Number 1, I think that's off the table. I think you either give him another 1-year contract to add on to the lame duck, to avoid lame duck situation. 2, you embrace lame duck situation, or 3, well, just let him go, which I think is dumb. Also, too, as you said, I actually agree with you. Well, he didn't deserve to lose the job. So, but that's going to be one of the better narratives going to the offseason, depending on when they decide to do what they're going to do. So,
I will say one last thing about him. If he were to be fired, the timing would be the worst for him.
Yeah, because
You had 5 big time colleges with openings this year, and he probably could have had his pick of the litter.
Yep.
And now if he gets fired, he's got no job to go to.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the games first, and then we'll discuss all the narratives from the games in there. All right, first game on Saturday, we have the Cincinnati Bengals heading to Tennessee to face the Titans. The Titans are 3.5-point favorites. The over/under is 47. I'm a little shocked that it's maybe 4.5, 5, maybe. I thought 3.5 a little bit much, especially giving away the Bengals. I mean, Bengals played okay in that game against the Raiders, but that game they didn't put it away. So I thought maybe 4, maybe 4.5, maybe a little more doable. But 3.5, I mean that's Tennessee. That's Vegas still saying that Tennessee is still a bit fraudulent, in my opinion.
I can't believe the game isn't a pick'em.
Well, 3.
You're talking 4.5, 5.
Well, 3.5 is a
pick'em.
Well, 3.5 is close to pick'em you're gonna get. I mean, 3 is a pick'em pretty much. If your home team getting 3 points, give me 3 points, that's a pick'em.
No, still not a pick'em. I don't know if you know how spreads work, but -3 and nothing are 2 different things.
No, what I'm saying is that if
I get the home field advantage thing, but if it was really a pick'em, it would be a pick'em, and that's where it should be. Because honestly, God, I think Cincy can win this game outright.
Can they? Yes. Will they is the question.
And let me guess, you're gonna go with Derrick Henry, who's been out for 10 weeks.
Oh no! Everything you're saying, I agree with. I think the narratives are true. I'm taking the under. Fuck you, man. I'm not that stupid. I'm not tying myself to the Titans here. I know Titans fans got on. Look, I don't know if you saw what happened on YouTube a couple weeks ago when I did the same with Kyle, and I taken on 5 minutes of a conversation about the Titans or the Super Bowl contenders. I had a bunch of Titan fans come on YouTube and fucking like lambasting us because Kyle was worse than I was. Kyle was actually one that was trashing the Titans. I was getting a little more balanced, but Titan fans like I didn't know Titan fans were that moody, if you will.
It's the only thing they got in Tennessee that's any good right now.
Yeah.
Volunteers suck.
The safe bet, because we don't know how Henry will look this weekend. The Bengals good win against the Raiders. Should put them away. Didn't do that.
How'd they not put them away?
Well, that game was down to the last play, man. The Raiders would have put a time in that game.
Man.
Anyway.
Cincinnati just took their foot off the gas.
That too. And look, they're a young team. Their young team is the first time in the playoffs. Titans have kind of been here already for the last couple of years. The safe bet for me is taking the under at 47. It's a safe bet.
Yeah, safe bet for me is taking Cincinnati.
Wow, you think Cincinnati to cover and win outright?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Like I said, the game should have been made a pick'em.
All right. We'll see what happens there. It's actually the more entertaining games of the weekend, in my opinion. All right, second game here, we have the San Francisco 49ers heading to Green Bay to face the Packers. The Packers are 6-point favorites. The over-under is 47.5. That line's moved up already. I got the line was at 5.5 when they opened on Sunday night, so I moved half point. I expect this line to move another point probably because I think the more we get closer to this game, with all the injuries San Francisco is starting to pile up on now, with Bosa probably in up in the air. And one thing I was saying earlier with Mike on the podcast was that for all the stuff about me saying the Niners are dangerous, and they are dangerous, I'm not gonna backlog on that one. But what I will say is this: the one concerning thing I will see, and you saw it in this game against Dallas last week in the wildcard game. San Fran hasn't put together a 4-quarter game in a while.
The only thing they know how to do for a 4-quarter game is play defense. Their offense is literally based on big plays. They need big plays from Deebo Samuel and their run game. Without big plays, they have no offense.
Yeah. The Tennessee lost I think it was week 16, I think it was. Up for, not bigly, but they were up 10-0, whatever it was. They lose that game, Tennessee. The Rams game they won to go to the playoffs. They were down big, came back and won. This game is Dallas. Up big early, almost lost. So There's a concern there with San Francisco that you're right. The defense has been the team, the anchor of that team, but the offense has been like great one half, not great the next half, or vice versa. You cannot do that against the Packers. That is not that if you decide to do that against the Packers, you do it at your own risk. Because I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers is not Dak Prescott. Aaron Rodgers is a lot smarter than Dak Prescott as a quarterback, and he will shred you every day.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Aaron Rodgers will also be happy to throw the ball out to the sideline versus risk throwing an interception.
Exactly.
He's not trying to ever force a ball where the other team can capitalize.
Yeah.
He wants to score, and that's it.
So that being said, I initially had the under in this game. I'm gonna go ahead and just take the Packers. I think the Packers. I just think things are falling into place for the Packers now. With the Buccaneers and the injuries they're piling up on now. San Francisco and their injuries it feels like optically things are falling into place of Green Bay to win it all this year. So I'm gonna win Green Bay -6.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Green Bay as well for the fact Garoppolo's shoulder I think is gonna be a major issue.
Yeah,
and I think you might actually see Trey Lance in the game.
Oh, that happens and the game's over. So and you watch that report, just spread my movement a point or two. So just saying. All right, third game of the weekend. This is Sunday afternoon. I believe it's on Fox. The LA Rams heading to Tampa to face the Buccaneers. The Bucks are 3-point favorites. The over/under is 48.5. I know we discussed the pick'em thing a little while ago with the Bengals game. This is virtually a pick'em here because the Bucks are at home. And yeah. Obviously Vegas loves the Rams here after what Vegas loves what they saw last night.
Oh, absolutely. Vegas is trying to get people to bet the Rams. That's why it opened so low to begin with.
Right. Tampa, I'm concerned. I told you earlier about my rankings. Number 6. If they're healthier, they're obviously number 2 on my rankings, maybe somewhere in the ballpark. But you have a team that's already vulnerable coming into the playoffs. Then they lose 2 more guys. Now one guy may play on Sunday, but he's in the walking boot right now. The injuries at some point, injuries is going to cost you. You saw the Ravens this year. They started out great, they maintained what they could, and then they fell apart. The Bucks, at what point? I mean, Brady's great, but you can only do so much. And if your line's getting dinged up, that's a major problem, especially when you're facing now arguably the 2 best defensive players in football in Von Miller and Aaron Donald.
Yeah, the timing is terrible.
Timing is horrible.
Yeah.
The time's horrible. In fact, I'm so encouraged when I saw the Rams last night. The mix of the offense not having to put the ball in Stafford's hands to lose you a game. The run game is back now all of a sudden. Michelle and Akers. I like the Rams here to win this game outright in Tampa.
Yeah. As long as Tom Brady's on the field, it's so tough. It's just so tough. I'm just going to take the over in the game. I expect it to be back and forth no matter what.
Yeah, I can see that too. I don't know, like these injuries though. It's an issue.
Here's the thing: the one good thing Tampa does on defense is stop the run. So you're putting Cam Akers out there that just got back, and he might have balanced the team out for the wild card weekend, but now you're going against one of the best rushing defenses in football. That's going to be negated. But Tampa doesn't have the corners to keep up with all the wide receivers.
Yeah, and that's another issue. But I like the over. That's like the bet also too. And finally, to me, the game of the weekend. You have the Buffalo Bills heading to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. The Chiefs are only 2.5-point favorites. The over/under is 55 points. So basically, Vegas thinks Buffalo's winning this game.
I mean, they didn't even punt against a Bill Belichick defense.
Right.
Not one punt.
Here is one concern with the Chiefs, and I said this earlier in the podcast with Mike. And look, and they won against Steelers in a big way. That cannot be disputed, okay? But that first quarter, the sluggish first quarter, not being able to score, and then only when TJ Watt gets a fumble 6 do they wake up. The Chiefs are doing this shit all year long. They play down opponents and they just kind of lackadaisically just do whatever they want to do. And then when things get hit the fan, I forgot. What are Chiefs? We gotta. I'm Pat Mahomes. We gotta turn. Wake up now. And then they do it, which is fine. But there's certain teams you can't do that against. Buffalo, when playing the best football, is not one of those teams.
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, are you going to get Buffalo to show up and play perfect football 2 weeks in a row?
The
They
question,
didn't do it all season.
right? And that's the thing too. Also, this is the first time this year I felt this is the first win this year Buffalo had. I felt really good about. Like, okay, you be a legit team in a good situation. Like they beat the Chiefs early in the year, but the Chiefs team was struggling at the time. We were still discussing that whole situation. But before that, they struggled with the Jets. These kind of games where they 1 week on, week off. Can they sustain this? And that's the thing. Not every game, not every team can carry over the same momentum week to week because another opponent. I will say though, the safe bet for me is the over.
Yeah. Likewise.
I don't know. I like the Chiefs win this game, but Buffalo, if this Buffalo team is what we saw last week, is going to be at least even 3/4 as good as they were as the Pats, Chiefs are in trouble.
Well, look, I love the over, but I honestly think as long as the Chiefs show up, even if the Bills play perfect football, the Chiefs are too good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
this is it. Will the Chiefs play? But I think the Chiefs have to play 4 quarters of football though. You can't do it 1 quarter shit and then wake up, Because if that was a Big Ben back there, if it was another quarterback playing the Steelers, that's a game.
yeah, but you can say that with a lot of teams.
Big Ben's so bad now, dude. I swear to God, he's so bad now. As good as the quarterback he is, he's a Hall of Famer, obviously, but God, he was so bad on Sunday. But yeah, we both like the over. I think that's the play here. Which game are you most excited about to watch this weekend?
Probably Cincinnati.
That's my number 2 team. The number 2 game. I think the more I get closer to the game, the San Francisco Packers game, I'm thinking it's gonna be a blowout. Like I would have said that like a couple days ago, the Packers and Niners have been the game of the week for me, but I'm thinking that Aaron Rodgers is gonna fucking torch that Niners team. I'm the more I get closer to the week, I'm like, yeah, I think this is not gonna be the Niners team I bragged about last couple weeks.
Yeah, I just want to see young players do good in the playoffs. So that's probably primarily the reason why I'm rooting for Cincinnati. Otherwise, gotta be the Bills Chiefs game.
Yeah, Joe Burrow is the next one, dude. He mentioned Joe Montana. It's so hard. It's not even funny. It's so bad, dude. He's the new Joe. He's the new Joe Cool.
Dude, you think of what the AFC has in quarterbacks right now, and all are young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert.
Yep.
Who else? Lamar Jackson.
That's it.
Yeah.
You can't throw Hopkins in because you don't even know if he'll be in the AFC next year.
Oh, you mean Watson?
Or yeah, Watson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we'll see. If they get the that coach, Dolphins coach, fuck, what's his name?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, Brian Flores. Sorry, my brain's dead. I have kids. Come on now. My brain's shot. No, if they get Brian Flores, maybe he'll, because I know Flores was the one that wanted Watson in Miami in the first place. For the reason why he got fired in the first place. So
yeah, but I honestly I don't think Watson cares who's coach.
right.
He does not like the front office of the Texans.
Yeah, I can see that too. So, anyways, Zach, good luck with your picks. Should be a fun weekend, honestly, because Walker weekend as a totality was a letdown.
Look, I'm really sorry that one of your Super Bowl favorites, the Cowboys, they blew chunks in the first round. You spent all year talking about them, and I told you.
I slowed down by week 12. I started seeing signs like consistent a little bit, not some quality wins. Dude, you're right. You buy the hype every year, and then like this one, you start to they pull it from you. Like, but I should ask you before we get to go. Mike McCarthy, should he get fired? Should he get fired?
He shouldn't have a job to begin with.
Okay.
To me, the most important thing for a head coach is to keep track of the time, the management of time on the field. Because you have your coordinators, defense and offense, they're scripting plays, and maybe the head coach is calling it depending on who the head coach is. But for the most part, it's the coordinators calling those plays. So you have to be good at time management.
I agree.
And that's the absolute worst thing for Mike McCarthy.
Right.
But I don't think Kellen Moore's the answer either.
I don't think he'll get fired. I'm not advocating him get fired, but it wouldn't surprise me if Jerry Jones pulled the trigger. It wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Oh, I don't think Jerry Jones will fire him.
Yeah, his history says. Well, then again, it's the same guy who fired Jimmy Johnson, win 2 back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So anything's on the table. Anything's on the table. Zach, I love your picks. We'll talk soon.
Later.
Later, buddy.